Shereen Williams from PFT, who's been here all week, Scouting Combine, tweeted this earlier in the hour. Marvin Harrison Jr. will not do his scheduled 8:20 a.m. media time.
Damn.
NFL spokesman has no other information. Marvin Harrison Jr. not represented by an agent. Chris, I raised the question yesterday because we've been focused on whether or not Caleb Williams, the USC quarterback, who is scheduled to join us after the program, we'll tape it, we'll put it on PFT and our YouTube channel. We've been focused on Williams making a power play. Marvin Harrison Jr. This is kind of a power play.
Well, we don't know that yet.
If he chooses not to come.
Right.
If it's, I just made the decision. We don't know the specific reason yet.
Yeah.
But it's a potential. You know, I'm rooting for a power play.
Yeah, we know.
I want to see a power play.
Right.
I want to say somebody say it's not an honor and a privilege for me. It's an honor and privilege to you, all you teams, to get a chance to talk to me in this setting. Because otherwise, you just pick me or don't pick me. You don't want to pick me because I didn't show up for your little Scouting Combine party. That's your prerogative.
But he's out doing everything else. I mean, he's just not here for the media. So that's where.
But maybe see, and this is where you pick your power plays, like Caleb Williams. I don't need to go get poked and prodded by the doctors. I'll do media, assuming he shows up. I'll meet with teams, assuming he's done that. But you know, I see that the Cardinals are the betting favorites to draft Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, Cardinals fans. If I was Marvin Harrison Jr., I would say I ain't going to play
Why?
the Arizona Cardinals.
Why?
Well, because F-. I mean, I'm influenced by all the stuff that's come out over the last year. I don't want to go play for the Cardinals. I want to play for somebody else. I want to play for somebody that I think has a better chance of winning the championship. Do you think the Cardinals have a chance of winning the championship in the next few years?
I think it's not a bad setup for a guy like Marvin Harrison Jr. You got a quarterback that you go, okay, damn, he's got talent. We got that. They had an offense last year that we looked at and went, damn, they got a bunch of guys out here that are not that good, and they were competitive and annoying for a lot of people out there, right? I will be shocked if this is a power play. Well, I think this is something else.
He's also not doing drills at the Combine.
Right.
And he's reportedly likely not doing drills at his pro day either.
I'm all for that,
you don't
too.
Need to do it.
I'm all for that.
Hayes in the barn.
That's right.
Okay, I retract my insult to the Cardinals. I'm influenced by.
I know you are.
I want someone so badly to give a middle finger to the whole process because we're brainwashed into thinking that this is all great. And for the guys who aren't at the very top, there are margins you can achieve by participating. And some of the guys are genuinely excited because they've grown up thinking this is a great thing. They're looking for more pieces for the giant football machine with interchangeable parts, and the best parts, the best of the best, the most coveted engines don't need to be playing these games. And I look forward to the day that it's been 20 years since Eli Manning. It was 21 years before that with John Elway. I just look forward to the day that somebody just reminds everyone that the players have a lot more power than they give themselves credit for.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It's in the players' DNA usually to be a good soldier, for lack of a better way.
That's what football is.
It is.
You submit. You comply.
Right. It's a team sport, so you try to sacrifice some individuality for the greater good of the football team. That's what it is all about. Now, hey, with what he is doing, he is making a stand that is somewhat respectable. I mean, I will say that there's no doubt about it. I mean, him and not doing the combine workouts, or maybe not even doing a pro day, that's a start at least to where you're going. Because he to your point, and I think to a lot of people's point, it's like, wait. You got the last 3 years, you see me running by guys that were drafted high in the draft and all that. Like, well, why do I need to do some of this stuff, right? You've seen enough now on film. I'm Marvin Harrison Jr., where I beat everybody's ass deep for touchdowns, and I caught slants and ran for another 50 yards. So, I get that. I do. I certainly do.
That donut you brought up here is making my stomach growl.
Man,
it looks
pretty
damn good. I've completely lost my train of thought looking at that damn donut.
Yeah, don't touch the chocolate ones. Those are mine.
All right, that's fine.
Okay.
So, damn, I was going to make a really good point. Now I don't know what it is because your donut hypnotized me.
Fat guy in a little coat over there. You forgot you were doing
fat guy, Not that fat.
I know. But that will be interesting with Marvin Harrison Jr.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
see what happens.
I think he's clearly the #1 receiver in the draft. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of discrepancy there. The next guys, I think, will be interesting to see where that goes. And, I'll be interested to see what happens with Marvin Harrison Jr.
would have been the top receiver in the draft last year. He'd have been the top receiver in the draft the year before. It's that 3-year mandatory minimum that keeps guys out. And that's so dumb, too. This outdated idea that we can't let these young guys in. We talked to a bunch of guys that can't even buy a beer yet that are going to be drafted. 20-year-olds are drafted every year. If the NFL wants to draft a guy who's out of high school, they should be able to. That's just another thing that bothers me about this process. Artificial barriers. Remember when Maurice Clarett?
It's a tough
Maurice
one.
Clarett took it on.
It's a tough one.
20 years ago and won it first and then lost.
Right. Well, because it's a good conversation because every now and then there are guys where you go, man, after freshman year he can go, right? Like Brock Bowers, the tight end from Georgia, like he didn't need to go to school another 2 years. But I do understand. I do think this is a good rule for the majority of players of protecting them from themselves, like a phrase that you always use, right? Because I think a freshman in college, I think I'm the man and I'm kicking butt in the Sun Belt Conference or whatever, right?
Does that even exist
anymore?
It
doesn't, but you got my point there, right? So I'm doing that, right? And the NFL's like, yeah, but you didn't play against one NFL player. Hold on, we got to save you because you don't even know what you're in store for.
But nobody's going to draft him then.
Right. Well, you're right. They might not. You're right. Yeah. Exactly right.
But the problem is, and remember what happened that year when the floodgates opened, all these guys gave up their remaining college eligibility to enter the draft, and they were screwed after that when they didn't get drafted.
Right.
And that's the other thing I was thinking about Marvin Harrison Jr., because I've had this thought with Caleb Williams, although I don't believe Caleb Williams is going to do it. And I'm still trying to get the answer to this question. If you don't like where you were drafted and you haven't hired an agent, can you reel it back in and go wherever, make your NIL money, and play another year of college football if you didn't hire an agent? I don't know the answer to that yet, but not hiring an agent, that was always the key. Once you hire the agent, you have crossed the Rubicon.
Yeah.
You can't come back. If you don't hire an agent, do you have an opportunity to say, I don't like this team, and I told them not to draft me, they did anyway, I'll just go to the highest bidder and play another year of college football. That could be an angle as well. But the bottom line is, if Marvin Harrison Jr. is not here to answer questions and do the rounds, the questions never get asked.
No, I hear that.
You keep your cards completely close to your vest because you're never asked a question by anybody where you'd have to show anything about what your strategy is. That's what I like. If he chose to do it, I kind of like that.
Well, slowly but surely, I think we'll hear the truth here, or whatever it is, and I don't know what it is.
What a shock! The son of the guy who never talked, isn't talking.
It is true, and who knows? He might. We've seen guys that they nitpick you at medicals. Maybe he's stuck in a medical right now. I don't know. But to your point,
we were told he's not doing media, not that he's at medical, because we heard with other guys he's at medical. He's not coming.
All right, so he said the hell with it. But I don't think going back to college football is the play by any stretch of the imagination or anything like that. I don't know what the rules would be, right, if you don't have to hire an agent. But I think at the end of the day, a little bit something like we talk about all the time. Right, if he lets it be known to the Arizona Cardinals, I don't want to play for you and I don't want to do it, they're going to move on. Like the old Mike Tomlin phrase, they want volunteers, not hostages.
Hopefully,
yeah.
Hopefully,
hopefully,
Michael Bidwell won't say too damn bad.
Yeah,
I own the team. I have this pick. You play for us or you play for no one.
Well,
some of the owners think that way.
He might, but I would think, knowing Monty Ossenfort, their GM, I don't think he would want that. He's a guy from New England. He's not trying to start those distractions in his second year of his job there. Same with Jonathan Gannon. I don't think that's the type of thing they're looking for to deal with here as they're trying to turn the corner from rebuild to, hey, we're about to be a little bit of a pain in the butt here in the NFC.
Malik Neighbors is going to join us at some point after the show. He reportedly was not going to work out at the Combine. Should he change that plan now is the question. I don't think it matters.
No.
He's not going to jump over Marvin Harrison Jr.
No, he does not. And I think, Malik Neighbors, at the end of the day, he's pretty solidified. Another guy it's definitely going to be one of the 2, 3, 4 top receivers in the draft. Most people in the draft community right now say for sure he's number 2 off the board. I don't know enough yet about the receivers overall. I know I've seen some other guys that are a little farther down the list, and I go, damn, he's impressive too. The guy that plays with him, what is it, Brian Thomas there, and the other LSU receiver, man, he pops off the film when you watch Jaden Daniels as well. So I think the wide receiver, after Marvin Harrison, there could be some conversations to be had there.
So we hope to have, once the show concludes, we've already had Bo Nix, Drake May, and Jaden Daniels. We hope to have Malik Neighbors, Caleb Williams, Blake Corum, Frank Gore Jr., Jordan Travis, Braylon Allen, Jonathan Brooks, and Rome Odunze.
Yeah, the receiver for Washington. He's a baller. He's the guy that's looked at to be second in that little fight with neighbors to be the second receiver off the board. Right.
So it's been a crazy week. I mean, we're signing off here in a few minutes, but we're not done. We're not shutting it down until we finish doing these interviews later. And again, you'll find them on the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll find them at the PFT website.
I'm excited. I want to see Caleb Williams.
I do too. I can't wait to talk to him. But when the dust settles and we get home tonight, I think we both have earned a little smoky, drinky.
What? It'll be a big fatty for me when I get home. I just tell you that right away.
Not that kind for me, but the other kind for me.
Yeah, cigar.
The regular one.
Drink.
The regular one. Yeah. So,
I got you.
But yeah, Caleb Williams. It's going to be interesting to talk to him. It's going to be interesting to try to read between the lines or the tea leaves, as the case may be, on what he knows about the Bears. And who knows? He ain't here yet.
Right.
I've yet to see, clamoring for anyone. And we know when he walks through the door, it's going to be moth to the flame. They're going to be everywhere. Right. So there's a chance he won't show up either. And again, if he knows the Bears are going to take him, I understand he's got a brand, and I think there would be an argument to be made if you're giving him advice on what's in his best interest. Go there and answer the question. You better get used to it. You're going to have to do it twice a week when it's football season. There were those issues of him avoiding the media a couple of times this year. I think that not that it's going to keep the Bears from drafting him, but
those are the questions.
The question is, how do you take your football fame and leverage it into something bigger? And if you shy away from opportunities to speak to the people, unless he's going to craft a platform where he speaks directly to the people, that's the thing about today's world. The media no longer needs to be the conduit for a lot of these guys. They can have their own direct pipeline, and maybe that's what'll set up. We'll find out. We're due to talk to him at some point. If he shows up, I can't wait to see what happens.
Me too. I mean,
and I'm going to try to instigate.
Oh, no, not you. I've never seen you do that before.
You think I want him to go to the Bears? Are you kidding me? This is my chance to convince him not to go to the Bears.
Yeah. Well, I'll instigate the other way, so that'll be fun.
I'm kidding, Bears
I think
fans.
It was one of the best weeks we've ever had. We've been doing this, 6, 7 years now?
7 years.
I don't remember a year where the kids were this good. They elaborated on answers. They showed personality. It was really awesome. It was a great week.
Thanks for joining us for some of us, some of it, some of whatever. See you Monday. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.